Hello and welcome to another very unexpected live stream. What's going on, Taylor Andrew? What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Apple Monster. I almost said my real name. Not that you guys don't know it, but just in case you guys don't, I'm not saying it. So what's going on? What's going on? I want to come on and talk about the Apple new hi-fi music support thing, and we're gonna go over it. Heard that? Yeah, because I sent it to you, I think. Didn't I? Anyway, we're gonna go over it. We're gonna talk about it. And let me just share the screen here for a quick second. All right. By the way, what's up, El Tecricano? You're the first and only one here, so thank you for coming on and supporting me. What's up, Gregory Allen? What's up, man? Okay, 2 people here, not just one. Awesome. What's going on? How are you, man? So, like I said, we're going to be talking about this. Maybe if anybody wants to come on and give their opinion about it, more than welcome to. I don't plan on being here too long to talk about this. I do want to say that, yes, it is the beginning of the week, but it is going to be the beginning and the end for me this week. Unless something comes up, I don't really have much to talk about. And I have a lot of stuff that I need to do this week, so I'm probably not going to be doing many videos and stuff like that. So I just want to keep you guys informed about that as well. With that being said, let's dig into this article by none other than Mac Rumors. So it says here iOS 14.6 beta 1. I almost said beta 6. Code hint at upcoming hi-fi Apple Music support. Apple is laying the groundwork for adding hi-fi support to Apple Music, which would offer Apple Music subscribers and owners of the compatible devices, such as certain models of AirPods, to access to high-fidelity audio streaming, according to the code in the iOS 14.6 beta discovered by Mac Rumors. Let's see. When was this posted, by the way? So this is posted yesterday. All right. So earlier today, yesterday, a report claimed that Apple will announce a new $9.99 per month Apple Music tier that offers hi-fi music streaming in the coming weeks. So, let me just read what Michael Pepper is saying. What's up, Michael? How you doing, man? Predicted hi-fi audio would come to Apple Music when Spotify added it. Haha. Nice, man. Yeah, you seem to get a lot of stuff. A lot of your predictions come to life sooner rather than later, which is kind of freaky to me. I don't know. Seems like you're working behind the scenes or something. So where was I here? Now code within the first beta of iOS 14.6 discovered by Mac Rumors contributor Steve Moser confirms that Apple is exploring the option and preparing for a possible release. Within the code for the first beta of the upcoming update references to lossless audio, high quality stereo streaming, and hi-fi are found within the Apple Music app. Accompanying code within the beta suggests that hi-fi streaming could be limited to only certain AirPods, such as the AirPods Pro, AirPods Max, and newer. So this is another thing that a lot of people were saying. We could be seeing a new either AirPods, the Buds, or maybe even AirPods Sport. I mean, I know there was talk a long time ago when the AirPods Max came out that there was going to be a Sport variant, and I mean, who knows? Maybe this is it. But I kind of found it interesting when I read this and I saw that they are talking about AirPods Pro, AirPods Max, and newer. So we'll see. Presumably, hi-fi support would also be available to customers with AirPods, although it's unknown if Apple will have certain hardware requirements for speakers, headphones, etc., to support hi-fi Apple Music streaming. Wording such as root incompatible and root unknown compatibility suggests that much like how spatial audio is limited to only the AirPods Pro and AirPods Max, hi-fi Apple Music streaming could be exclusive to certain generation AirPods and other compatible devices. I kind of hope that they do it for Power Beats as well. I mean, because now I switched to Power Beats, and it's just like, damn, I really hope so. Additional code within the beta suggests that Apple could incorporate a dynamic way for Apple Music to switch between standard compressed audio streaming and high fidelity streaming on the iPhone 12 with 5G. Apple has a smart data mode which automatically switches between 5G and 4G LTE connection depending on the user's current needs, connection strength, and battery life. According to code with the beta, Apple may take a similar approach with hi-fi support on Apple Music, only offering users high-fidelity audio streaming when there's sufficient bandwidth or depending on other factors such as a user's data consumption. Let's see here. What else? Got lost here. Okay. Spotify has announced plans to include hi-fi support for subscribers sometime this year, but has yet to announce a specific date. Apple is reportedly preparing to announce the new hi-fi tier as soon as a few weeks alongside the release of the new third generation AirPods. The new tier will reportedly cost the same as the current individual Apple Music tier. Given the evidence that hi-fi, I almost said Wi-Fi, but okay. Given the evidence that hi-fi Apple Music support could be limited to only newer AirPod models, Apple may offer hi-fi as a separate, more expensive tier for owners of compatible AirPods. Thus, customers with older AirPods would be able to retain their existing Apple Music subscription without hi-fi support. At WWDC last year, Apple did announce automatic switching for AirPods and spatial audio for AirPods Pro and newer AirPod products. With WWDC 2021 being just weeks away, Apple could announce that the new Apple Music tier at the event, marketing them as an add-on feature for the third generation AirPods. Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo previously reported that the new AirPods would enter mass production in the third quarter of the year. So, what do you guys think? What's running in your heads with this? By the way, thank you guys for sticking through that. I know I am a very slow reader and I made many mistakes, so thank you. I applaud you. But what do you guys think about this? I honestly, I kind of wish it was for all AirPods, but I mean, at the same time, I kind of understand why they're doing this for, just certain ones, the newer ones, basically. So, I mean, AirPods, I can't say two anymore because it's the only AirPods in the market right now, but those are kind of slipping off to the side as a lot of people are now with either AirPods Pro, AirPods Max, and Power Beats. So, I mean, I kind of get why it's going to be a pro feature. But hey, you sound really, Michael? You're comparing me to Siri. Okay. Okay, Michael. You know what? We'll have a conversation later, man. I'm not offended. I'm not offended. I can't believe this guy. Hey, you know what? I tried, okay? I didn't try to sound like her, but I tried, okay? But I kind of wish that they would do it for the Power Beats though, because now I have Power Beats, and I'm really tempted to see this through and see how they would do it. I thought, let's see, I thought it was already Hi-Fi. Closed my subscription to Apple Music because it is too expensive. I wonder whether they will have a cheaper tier now. I doubt it. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, seeing how Apple is, I'm kind of guessing it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But I mean, at the same time, seeing how they've been giving us, like, I can't say cheaper stuff, but at the same time, it is cheaper stuff. Um, I kind of wanted the same thing if they're going to do it, if they're going to make it cheaper. I also heard that this could be, and you know what, I can see this. I kind of hope they do it. Include this into one of the Apple One subscriptions. That way it could be easier for people. But I mean, either way, it would be expensive. So, but I mean, this is the way that they get their money. There's always a catch to the things you like. That's for everything, in my opinion. I mean, I would definitely like to see how this plays out and how it would work and how many people would actually get it. So I don't know, man. The only thing I really hope they don't do is make this whole thing about like the whole WWDC. Like, I really hope they don't take, or even half of WWDC. I really hope they don't take that long talking about this, if they do talk about this at WWDC. But I don't know, man. Anybody want to come on and talk about this? El Tecriqueño, Michael Pepper, anybody? I I kind of want to get somebody on and talk about this. So, Michael, are you available? Or even El Tecriqueño? You haven't come on lately, man. So don't be leaving on me. I can see somebody left. My friend El Tecriqueño is one of my best friends, and he knows I get on him sometimes. One more thing. That actually would be a cool thing. You're saying if they would add it as a one more thing, like they did years ago? Michael, I'm going to send it to you via the Saturday morning sit down because that's the only one I'm logged into right now. Just want to give you a heads up. Let's see. Hmm. Michael, it says you cannot be messaged. What's going on, brother? Message me on Saturday morning sit down and I'll send that over to you. It's telling me that you can't be messaged for some reason. Oh yeah, that would be cool. That would be awesome. You know what I wonder? And what I really hope for is a wireless HomePod. I've always wanted it. And what I mean by wireless is like give us the option to unplug the wire whenever we want to. So like if we wanted to like take it outside or whatever, have the option to be wireless and just connect to our phones or whatever. Um and be able to take it outside. Like that's something that would be awesome in my opinion. I mean, I don't know how what you guys think about that, but all right. Hey, I'll check Ricadio. Are you still here? Do you want to come on? Not trying to pressure you, man. Just wanted to ask if you wanted to come on or something. I haven't talked to you besides seeing you in person and whatnot, so I haven't really talked to you here. That's for sure. Let's see. Just want to see one thing, guys. Give me a second. All right, cool. Cool. All right, man. Well, if you change your mind later, let me know. I'll be here for a little bit. Yes, it is quite strict. Yeah, it is. You know, I just think that it's like really great quality, and to have it plugged in all the time is kind of, you know, it stinks. So to have like, I don't know, maybe call it like a HomePod wireless. I don't know. I'm just thinking here, you know, um, because it's like it's so good that if you were to like take it outside to the pool or whatever to enjoy it outside, it would be so awesome. I mean, I have I have the best of both worlds. I have the Amazon Echo and I have the the HomePod, and I mean they both sound equally great. One thing that I gotta say is I think that the HomePod is better in certain ways than the Amazon Echo. Um, but that's just me. Um, but like I said, I think it would be amazing to hear it outside. We do take the Amazon Echo outside. We have to keep it near the house to for it to stay on Wi-Fi and to be plugged in. But um to have the option, I don't know. I think it would just be pretty cool. What do you mean? Come on the stream? Yeah, you're welcome on the stream, man. If you want to. Probably uses too much. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Gregory Allen, where are you from? Because I see when I go live at this time, I always see you. But if I go live in the morning, I never see you. So I'm just wondering, like, if you're from the U.S. or no. Where is Michael? Pepper, what's up? Where are you? Whoops. Didn't want to do that. Oh, okay. Cool. What time is it where you are? Hmm. Let's see something here. Let's see some. If you're streaming in the morning, that would be afternoon for me. I generally watching the New York Stock Exchange at that time. Oh, okay. All right. So it's 12:30 a.m. Gotcha. Awesome. All right, all right, all right. So we got a guest in the house, Mr. Michael Pepper. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good.
Long time no see. I haven't talked to you in I don't know how long on stream.
Few weeks.
Oh, so he's counting down the weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm glad you know because I've lost track of time.
Me too.
Oh, great! I'm not in the boat alone. Thank God. So how you been, man?
Good. So what do you want
Awesome.
to talk about exactly?
I wanted to talk about the subject of the stream, of course, and your thoughts about this.
So, of course, this shows how little I pay attention. Now I gotta
Oh,
remember
so
what the
you weren't
topic.
paying attention
Okay.
to anything I was saying. Okay. You want me
Okay.
to send you the link to the article?
Nope, I got it. Okay, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, trust me, man. I feel you.
So, I think it's okay, but I've come to realize that Apple needs to be really careful because the more they delve into services and the more they add, the more people are going to criticize them and be like, oh, they're just copying or they're just stealing this and that. And it's like they're, you know, competing against other companies and they're taking money from other companies. And I feel like there's that fine point. And we noticed that with the AirTags where everybody's like, but there's Tile and there's Samsung Smart Tags and there's other options, and Apple just is copying and they're trying to take money away from it. It's like, yeah, they're a business. Like, it's kind of how it works. That's why they have, $2 trillion or whatever they're up to now. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't get that kind of money by not providing.
This. Now that I'm thinking about this would have been a perfect stream to invite Nick Molina because I would love to hear what has to say about it.
Um,
But yeah.
the other thing is, I feel like Apple's just going to come out and say, oh, you've got your AirPods Max with their high quality audio. To match that audio, you need high quality music.
Yep.
AirPods Max are capable of, such and such bit rate. And if you're just using regular Apple Music, it's, 192 kilobytes per second or whatever. And this is, 384 or whatever. You get twice the and this and that. And like they'll put their own spin on it. But a majority of people won't even have headphones or earbuds that are capable of bringing in the difference. So it's one of those like, are you overspending for what you need?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a huge proponent of trying to talk kind of, even though I just bought a 2020 12.9-inch iPad Pro and I could have gone with a 2018 model if they had any in stock and been perfectly fine. But my pitch on that was I could have waited a week and pre-ordered the 2021 models and spent the extra, but like
But the
that's
real question,
overkill. Even I don't need that. That's what my goal is, like making people realize they don't need
yeah,
more than what they actually need. Like,
yep.
do I need this?
No,
No, I could be using an
no.
iPhone 10R, an iPhone 11. I'd still probably be using an iPhone 10 if we hadn't switched carriers. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I started my channel with. Like,
Yeah.
you could shoot your whole channel on a. I'm like, what's going on? I look like I have some like glasses going on.
I was gonna say, bro.
It's we have blinds
Oh, gotcha.
And the way the light's coming through right now, it's where they're the horizontal blinds. So it's like
Right.
where the stitching comes through, there's holes. And so
Yeah.
it's lined up right along the side of my face. And I'm like, but it's one of those
That's
like,
awesome.
do you need higher quality audio? Do you
Yeah.
need to pay for services like Tidal and services like
Mm-mm.
if you're an El Jefe or a Digital Slang or where you're testing and you need to have audio that actually matches the full range of the equipment you're using, yes. It's like I wouldn't expect Podcastage to do microphone tests
Yep.
and not have high quality studio monitors, whether they're speakers or headphones, that he can actually hear full range to know if the microphone can pick that up. Like you wouldn't do high quality microphone tests and then listen on a pair of ear pods from 2010.
Mm.
Like so but there's an
Yep.
intent on it.
Yep.
But what's brilliant in the marketing, and I've noticed other companies doing this, and it's paid off, and it's kind of
Hey,
sad
what's
it's
up,
paid
man?
off. But Apple and Samsung and other OnePlus has even gone this way. They're all pitching this idea where they find this niche
Mm.
and they make it so that the consumer thinks and feels like they all need that. Like, you all need LiDAR because you can play these fun AR games, but then
Yep.
like 12 people play play a game, or you have a few people that are architects that I've seen that use it. I've seen interior designers, but it's like niche market. So pitch it to the niche. Don't try to like it's okay. Like
Right.
if let's say you decide you're going to cover Apple products, but you're going to cover all like the 12 Pro Max and the decked out iPads and stuff. Like let's say
Right.
you have the money to do it and that's your niche.
I
Do
mean,
that, but then admit to it. Be like, I'm buying these because I need it because this is what I do for a living, or but then here's an iPad Air, or
Mhm.
here's the regular iPad, or here's an iPad mini, and you can buy a Mac mini and a 1080p monitor because you don't need 100% of the Adobe RGB and 120% of the P3 color gamut with 1,000,000 to 1 aspect ratio on a $6,000 display or whatever. You don't need all of that. Like,
Right.
the problem is,
That's what I say.
new technology is beautiful and
Yeah.
it's awesome to have a device in front of me that I know is going to be color accurate.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if everybody's going to be watching it on like an iPhone
I,
10R or an iPhone 11 or like
right. Right.
a Samsung A50 or whatever. Although those are bad examples because in the last couple of years, technology has gotten so much better that
Oh yeah.
those displays are still really beautiful. But even going back further than in lower end than that, somebody's gonna be watching on an A12 or
Oh, for
an
sure.
older iPhone 8 or the 2020 iPhone SE. Like they're not going to be watching on a 2021 iPad Pro with mini LED, most likely. You're going to
Right.
have a handful of people. You're going to have content creators that might use it to its full potential, that might see your content on that, but most people are going to, like, hardly anybody probably
You know what's funny?
does this. Like, has the top two phones basically, like, people don't buy these. They buy the 12 mini or the 12. Well, people didn't really buy the 12 mini, but
Right.
although those numbers are thrown off, but people bought the 12 and they bought the 12 Pro if they wanted the additional camera, or they bought like the SE, or they bought the 11 or the 10R or the iPhone 8. Like, they buy what they need, not beyond it. Where content creators are kind of the opposite. We're the opposite usually.
Yeah.
We buy way more than we need. Like, for example, you got your awesome MacBook,
Mm-hmm.
but you actually kind of needed that. Like,
Yeah.
you were dealing with 5 frames per second on your HP. Like, you were like,
Let's not go there, Mike.
so, but you needed
Listen.
it.
Oh,
But
I
you
gotta
didn't
talk.
go out.
I gotta talk to you.
But you
I
didn't
gotta
go
talk
out
to you
and
off
be like,
stream.
you didn't go out and be like, oh, I can get I'll wait and I can get a deal. I'll wait until people are gonna sell their 16-inch MacBook Pro and I'll buy one, that somebody paid $5,000 for it, and I'll buy it
Yeah.
for them for $2,000. Like, you could have done that, but you didn't need that. That would be absurd. Or
Right. And this is what I say in my perspective, anyway. To talk about tech, to have an opinion about tech, you don't really need the tech to talk about it. I mean, obviously it's better, and you can get a lot more conversation out of it. But as long as you do your research and you know all the specifications, all the different things about it, you can gather your thoughts and your opinions based on that information and go from there. I mean, like I said, obviously it's better to experience it, to buy it and to experiment with it, but at the same time, it's not needed all the time. That's just the way I think. I don't know what you or everybody else in the chat thinks, but that's what I think.
So, while you might be able to derive information about a particular product as far as like the quality of the cameras and certain things, I think it's really hard to give a perspective and an actual like full-on opinion and review of a product if you haven't used it. You can do an opinion piece, and you can do like what I've been doing, which is like a narrative.
Not even realizing it, by the way, tech for your needs.
Doing like a narrative.
Yeah.
Of the only reason I got this is because I traded in a device and I paid like $350 for it.
Oh shit!
So that's the only reason, really.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I would have kept my Note 10 Plus.
Yeah.
Although that was locked to AT&T, but I would have. It was fine. I could still use it. But I put my SIM card back in this today and went to the lake, and I posted some pictures on Twitter. So,
I'll check them out.
But like, people have this idea that you have to own everything to review it. And while I agree that is true, you shouldn't call it a review if you haven't like physically used it. You can do opinion pieces, like I said, and narratives. You can do
my thoughts on or whatever,
tech journalism and things like that. Like, I talked about the event,
right?
And I gave my opinion on like who should and shouldn't buy. And I did the same thing with the iPads and the iMacs.
Hey, I have a question.
But I didn't do a review, and I didn't say don't buy it. I said, here's the people who should, and here's the people who shouldn't. And like, this is my opinion on what product most people should buy based on what I've used. Because I used the 11-inch 2018 iPad Pro. My wife has that now, and I've used the 2020 12.9-inch. It's like, I don't know. So. Yeah.
Last time I checked, that's not what it meant, but okay. I'm sorry, I had to throw a little bit of comedy out there, but but I actually have a question, and I actually have two out of this, but what are your thoughts on, I'm not sure if I asked you this, but what are your thoughts on AirTags? Are you getting them? Or one?
No,
No.
I have no use for them because anything I would lose can be tracked. Because if I lose my phone, I can track it from my iPad. If I lose my iPad, I can track it from my phone. If I lose my MacBook, I can track it. Like, if I lost everything, I'm kind of screwed anyways because I couldn't.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what if you lost your wife? Oh.
Um,
Reason I ask you this is because did you watch Travis MCP's video today?
hold on. I won't show you where she's located or any of that, but
Oh, okay, okay,
family
okay.
sharing. So when somebody does that, you get the whole Find My thing unless
Yep.
she turns it off. Not only that, but our car has a tracker on it because we have the sync up drive thing because I did that as one of our free lines.
Yeah. Tech for your needs, man. I'm telling you, it left me on the fence. I don't know. And Michael, what do you think? Did you watch
I
the
did.
and your thoughts
You
in
know
a
my
nutshell?
honest thoughts, or should I be nice?
Oh, oh, attack of the tiger. Shoot. Um, I
That
mean,
video played on a lot of people's ignorance, in my opinion, and emotion. Because the thing is, if I wanted to track somebody, I could go to like a corner gas station and get like a free phone with like the $15 2 gig plan on Android and like throw it in the back of somebody's car
mhm,
and put like an anonymous Gmail account sign in with a fake name. The phone wouldn't be linked to me and track it that way. And that's way more dangerous because AirTags, at least to be activated and used, have to
right.
be linked to an account. So if somebody puts that on your vehicle or puts that in your purse or your bag or whatever or in your backpack and does that,
Yeah.
even if they don't have an iPhone, if they have an Android phone, they hold it to it. It
Mhm.
will pop up like, hey, this is the person's. You can deactivate it, or if they have it in lost mode, you can, like, it'll have their phone number so you can call them or text them.
Mhm.
I feel like the better choice for that would be it creates a temporary iMessage link. And whether you have Android or not, like it creates like a temporary number, like how people have temporary credit card numbers. So you hold it
Mhm.
up and it just pops
Mhm.
up and somebody can just respond to you like while that chat's going on, and then as soon as you get whatever the device or the AirTag or whatever returned to you, you hit like something that says it's been returned and that link is no longer active, so like they can't harass you, they can't bother you, they can't.
Sure.
The thing is, the feature, I knew this was going to be a problem kind of when they talked about how it uses the whole system of like Internet of Things where it triangulates between all the existing Apple devices out there and uses that network.
Yep.
Because if you if somebody has an Android device, they won't get that
Mhm.
notification. And if you're not updated to iOS 14.5, although they know that like 90% of people were on 14.4.1 like
Yep.
immediately, so they count on most people will probably be on, or there'll be somebody around you constant enough that it will be on there and it'll ping up on their device and they'll be like, hey, Apple Monster, somebody's got something around you. But I was talking about it with somebody today, and there's actually an app that you can get. I'm not going to talk about it because I haven't done enough investigating into knowing how it works and how accurate it is and whether there's a. But anyways, there's an app that essentially tells you all Bluetooth devices that are around you.
Oh, okay.
So you could use that as a way of like sniffing out if there's a Bluetooth device that's around you that's pinging your location and then kind of be like, hey, that's constantly around.
Yeah.
But the thing is, wherever there's a device created, there's
Yep.
always going to be some skeezy excuse me, I almost swore, some skeezy person. There's always going to be some mofo out there who's going to take advantage.
Listen, I'm not monetized. I don't care if you swear.
I know, but it's
No,
bad.
I know.
So, anyways,
trust me, I try not to do it myself, but you don't know how many times
there's
it's
also
flipped.
it's the
And
same
then
reason.
people come at me like, you swore. I
It's
know
the
I
same reason
swore. You don't
why
tell.
I have my shirt kind of angled the way it is, because Dr. Pepper, I don't know if they would be like, hey, he's got a Dr. Pepper shirt on. We don't like the way he's talking, and like try to.
Oh yeah.
So I try to angle things. Anyways, like there's always going to be somebody that takes advantage of it.
Oh yeah.
Like, would you rather find your lost keys, or would you rather worry that like somebody's going to take advantage of that system and use it? Like, the other thing is,
see, that's why I was
Apple.
left on the fence, because I would love it to track my stuff, but at the same time, I don't want it to be tracked. But at the same time, you're risking that with any of your devices. So
Well, you're the only ones that can track it, because
yeah.
it's linked. That's the other thing is it's like you know how if you sign into an iPhone and you can't remember your password, there's the whole iCloud lock thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, AirTags are the same thing. They're like linked locked to your account, so somebody can't like steal your AirTag and use it. Once
Right.
you've connected it to your account, you're
Right.
the only one that can use it, and somebody else can't like hold it up to their phone and have it link into their account and then be like, oh, the person found their device, and like track you back to your house, through it.
Yeah.
So now
See,
on the flip side,
after
if
watching
somebody
that
puts
video,
an AirTag on me to track me and I find it, I'll just swap it out for my own and stick it back in there and watch them go home. Be like,
payback's a witch, isn't it?
checkmate. Like, think about that. That would be a brilliant move.
No. Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen? Okay, so this actually reminds me of. Oh, what was the? I was watching this show or a movie, and the guy is pretty sure somebody put a tracker in the gas cap, so he replaces it with his own, and then and like swaps out and then takes the one that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And like leaves it at his location, so they think that he's not moved, and then he goes and like tracks them down.
Yeah.
And then he like hacks into theirs and puts it back in his gas cap, so when they grab it and they track it, he's tracking it, so when they come and take it back out of the gas cap, so because they think he hasn't found it, he tracks them back to their. So that's what it makes me think of, like.
Right. Yeah.
But the thing is, this is all possible.
Oh yeah.
I mean, in reality, the scary thing is, like, if you sent me a photo and you're like, hey, look at this photo I took today, and it's like around your house.
Mm-hmm.
I know enough about metadata that if you don't wipe that, I could tell where you live. So, like, that's the thing. Like, if people know enough, but who cares? Like, are you really going to send a photo to somebody that you think is going to like, come after you? I'd hope not. Like, or you don't trust. Like,
oh yeah.
But that's the thing about it's a lot of trust. It's like, what companies do you. But that's the same thing, like, why people are, like, can we talk about APP a little bit? Want to talk about the old ATT thing?
What's that?
Attention, the whole tracking, permissions.
Oh yeah.
So, one of the things that's kind of come up, and I actually heard through the grapevine through somebody who's now working with Apple and knows somebody that I know. So, like, would that be like 3 degrees of separation?
Oh damn. Okay.
That basically the whole idea is so that Apple can control the advertising. Mm-hmm. So Apple gets the information still, but rather than the third parties getting it, they have to request it, and you can deny it.
Okay.
So in turn, if I'm an app developer and I create this app and my revenue is through like knowing certain information about you,
Yeah.
and that's how I give you a better experience. But all my customers are now denying me access to that. Like I'm trusted, but they are now like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm given the option, so I'm just gonna say no because I'd rather them not have that, not understanding that maybe that doesn't benefit their.
Yeah. I'm
So
sorry.
here's the thing with that. So now instead, Apple can say, well, instead of you having access to the information about all of about like the specific, okay, what percentage, like what genders are using your app, like
Mm-hmm.
what percentage male, what percentage female, what percentage of people who, you know, are non-binary or identify themselves as they, and I don't want to go through all the possible, but anyways,
Yeah,
and
because
what percentage of
it's a never-ending
different
cycle.
races and what percentage of different religions and political, anyways,
Yeah.
that they still have the breakdown of that and could be like, well, we can tell you that this percentage is 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 is white males between the ages of 30 and 35 who live in mid Michigan and work from home or are a stay-at-home dad. That's me. I'm just giving an example, like my
Yeah.
breakdown, and use your app, and this percentage of people are, whatever, without you actually having that, like the the information about that. And basically Apple can then, they're not selling you the information, but they're providing you the knowledge that they've gathered from gathering that information. So for Apple, it's all about money. They
Mm-hmm.
can say to the developers, we've gathered this information that you're not allowed to have. Well, we won't give you the direct information. We'll provide any information to you that benefits for your specific app.
Yeah.
Because what if, like, a lot of these apps gather information that they don't need to know to provide the service that they provide.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, for example, let's say you sign up for a music service, and when you sign up, you're putting in for your information, and you're putting in your name, and you're putting in like your address for billing and stuff,
Yep.
and that's really all that they need. But at the same time, maybe they would really like to be able to see, okay, well, other people in that area, what types of music are they using with our app already, so we can recommend that to, like, so we can recommend it to Apple Monster. What other music are people in that area using? He's new to our service.
Right.
That makes sense. But Apple can kind of be the gatekeeper and decide, okay, what the information does the specific app need, rather than the app saying, well, we just want you to provide us access to like your camera, your microphone, your call, like all this random stuff that people
Yeah.
just click okay, 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 okay through all those things. And it's still going to happen. But
Yeah.
now, like, they have to pop up the individual things, and they have to give you a choice to basically deny it. Now, they don't have to still give you access to the app. Like,
Right.
for example, if you say, no, we don't, like, for example, no, I don't want you having access to my camera and my microphone. Well, then obviously, if I had said no on that, I wouldn't be talking to you right now, because it kind of is needed for this app.
Exactly. Exactly.
But, like, they don't need my contacts.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, uh, yeah, you're right. And
But we know it's going to
the
be, in the
thing,
long
I
run, it's
don't.
going to be so Apple can make money by
Right.
by by being like, oh, you want that information, we have it, we can provide it,
Yeah.
but it's going to cost you.
Right.
It's just another thing that kind of, so Apple can direct it to themselves first and then say, app developers, if you need this, we have it. Now we won't sell it, we won't provide it to you, like, we'll keep it obscure and we'll keep it anonymous. So I think that's the advantage in there. But the thing that people don't realize is Google does the same thing. Google uses it for themselves. They provide access for third party,
Oh yeah.
but with limitations. Like, so people think that Apple's like less secure or Apple's more secure. Hold on. Excuse me.
You good?
And Google's less secure and all this. Anymore, most of that's not really true. They're both kind of, because the government's stepped in, and in particular, like in Europe, they've stepped in, and so it's just, who do you trust more? And I think with
Right.
Apple, they have the longer reputation of trust in customers and customer support, and a lot of that's because they have physical stores.
Yeah.
So people developed that, like, oh, we can go in and talk to somebody, and people we've seen face to face are so nice, and even the people we talk to on the phone are really nice, and there's a more personal interaction there, where even if everybody said, well, Google customer service is nice too, but if nobody ever sees them face to face, I feel like it doesn't matter as much. And then they've had issues, because I was talking to somebody about this. So, Google Assistant, Amazon's Alexa, so I don't trigger anybody, Apple's Siri, all got busted recording people's information. Now, Apple came out and said, yeah, we're doing this. It's anonymous. It's not linked to your specific account or anything. And by the way, we are pushing out an update today to give you the choice to deny those recordings.
Right.
Because we understand that's what people want.
Yep.
Google and Amazon kind of were like, well, tough luck if you want to use we record it. But now we'll give you, and then like weeks later, apps get updated and you can go in and change that. But it was like, that reaction was almost too slow for some people. So some people just, even though Apple and Amazon and Google all kind of reacted similarly, it was the pace at which it was done.
Yeah.
And how crucial and how like pertinent it was to the parent companies. So their response shows a lot about how they care about the customer.
Exactly.
Or at least how it appears so. Because appearance versus reality is two separate things.
Oh,
huge.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the article about how Apple has apps that are in the App Store that are scamming people, and they've known about it for years and they haven't removed them.
No.
So, like, that's a problem, but people don't really talk about it because there's that trust there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been some apps that have been.
Yeah,
there was a guy that wrote an article, and he went in there and was like, these apps are claiming that they provide this and that, and they don't, and people are paying for it, or this app claims it's free, but then you go in and like you pay $2.99 to unlock something, but what it doesn't tell you is that, like, when you've done that, you have to keep it for so many weeks, and it's that per week, and like they're working around Apple's terms and services, and Apple needs to know about it, and has been told about it, and even though it's been a violation of their terms and services because they haven't pulled it, and it's like, yeah. And there was even an app that made like $5 million off from people and got reported, and the developers came out with an app that was basically did the same thing with a different name under the same developers, re-released it, and it was out again for like months. Apple's not perfect, and I never.
Oh no! Listen,
but that's a huge problem. Like when people think that they are, and don't hear those stories.
Yeah,
that's a huge
lot
problem.
Of my
and
friends,
I'll be critical of every company you've seen.
Oh yeah. No, a lot of my friends say how, and you know what, I admit that I have been um like really an Apple sheep, you can say. Not to take the words of our beloved Talos of Tech, but
Moo. Oh, wait a minute. That's not a sheep.
funny, Michael, funny. But I always
You didn't like my
cover,
bad joke?
huh? Okay, Michael, time for you to return back to your farm, okay?
I have the tan to match from today, so.
But it's like my friends say. I've always covered Apple.
I just realized if you combine our names, you get amped. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little distracted for a second.
I'm laughing because you're right. First of all.
Which is tech related because Google actually had their AMP service for a while, which was like their when you loaded up certain websites, it loaded up like a web app, and it was in their AMP. It was called AMP, and there essentially it was like the shortcuts like Apple has now with where you hold it to the QR code, but it was just like for certain services. So
I just want to respond to Tech View Needs. I don't know, probably about 5-10 minutes. I do want to get going pretty soon, but I do want to finish off, and just say this. When I first started my channel, I was an all tech channel, way in the beginning, and I didn't know any of you guys back then, and I've appreciated all mobile phones and whatnot. Even though I don't talk much, much about Samsung or Android, I have caught myself into a thing where I'm always talking about Apple, and a lot of my friends, actually all of my friends say, "Oh, you're such an Apple sheep," but no company is perfect. And I've caught myself in that, and I'm correcting myself on that. No company is perfect. Not Apple, not Samsung, not anybody. But you like what you like.
The one thing that people misunderstand is there's a difference between always talking about a company because that's what you use on a daily basis, which is a good thing that you're talking about it and not talking about something you don't use because you probably don't understand it and really know it, versus being what is often referred to as an apologist. Or a Samsung Knight, or in layman's term, in like cheap terms, an Apple sheep, a Samsung Knight, a OnePlus, whatever, a OnePlus Whomper, whatever their term is. I don't know.
Can't think of the jokes now, can you, Mark?
There's not really a word for it. Everybody bashes them to the point. Is there really anybody who? There's like three people that I know of that
all companies have their pros and their cons. Even Apple. You
have the Sony Sonata.
Right.
I mean, that kind of sounds like the Honda. That's the Hyundai. The Hyundai Sonata. So I gotta be careful.
Oh man, you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in trouble, bro. I'm telling you.
I used to be huge proponent about talking. I used to be like, "Oh, Apple's the best because their ecosystem and the Apple Watch and this and that." And it used to be true.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
when years ago, it used to really be like, because they were the only
Oh, yeah.
ones really focused on phone, tablet,
Why do you think
watch, earbuds,
Why do you think I'm an Apple?
computer. But now that's changing,
Yeah.
and that's good. I'm
Oh,
glad.
yeah, for sure. For
I
sure.
mean, for example, I'm annoyed for the fact that Apple can't figure out what they want their pencil to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I use Sidecar, and it lets me pinch to zoom, and it lets me scroll with my fingers, but I gotta grab an Apple Pencil or use a damn mouse to move
Yeah.
the cursor around. Like, they can't decide what if they want you to allow you to use touch or not with it. And it's like, so either let me use it completely or not at all, and don't half cheek it. It's
Right.
and there's things that they're just trying to figure out. And I think Apple's confused right now. And I really hope
Oh, everybody's confused.
that what concerns me is, they come out with these new iPads and they throw the M1 in there. My
Mhm.
my theory, I'm predicting it's M1 in name and performance.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's not going to matter a lot,
No.
because are they really? They've done it in the past where, obviously they do it every year. When a new iPhone comes out, they don't revert features back to old models. Like,
Yeah.
like an iPhone 11's hardware
Yeah.
could be capable of the HDR and Pro RAW that requires a 12 Pro Max, but Apple wants to make people update to get certain features.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were to say that these new iPads, like, you had to have one of these to get external display support, I think people would be mad. I could see where, yeah, to get like 6K display, but like, I can output to a 4K monitor from my iPad, and I can use apps that will go full screen,
Yep.
and even the mouse will like show up over there and stuff. Like, I had the original iPad with a 30-pin to VGA adapter and a jailbreak.
Miles, I'm gonna have a talk with you later.
I could do extended display in 2010. The hardware is so much faster now. Obviously, it would be, 10,000 times smoother and look way better and work way. There's no reason they can't support it.
Right.
And in my opinion, I feel like they throttled down the ports on the iPad, because even though it has USB-C, the transfer speeds are a lot slower. And like, when you connect to a computer, even if you plug into a USB 3.0 port, it only transfers at USB 2 speeds.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that the hardware in this is capable of handling better than that. The developer
Definitely.
Mac Minis that they sent out had the A12Z chip in them. Yes, they put more RAM in there because they're using it as a full-on, but that tells you that they could support it. It
Yeah.
just might be limited to, like, okay, we're not going to let you put split screen with slide over on your iPad and on an external display and have like a bunch of apps running on both. If
Mm-hmm.
you plug into an external display with a 2018 or a 2020 iPad, everything will just go on over there. Like, if you want to do windowed mode or whatever, that essentially you can do it on your iPad, or you can do it on there, or you have multiple things on your iPad and one on the extra. Like, they could limit it, and I'd understand that because of hardware stuff and RAM and all sorts of things, but it's only got 2 gigs less RAM than my MacBook Air,
Right.
and it has the same core count of processors, and technically has one more, and technically the graphics cores are equivalent to my M1. So that the M1 really isn't adding any more cores as far as GPU and CPU. Um, and in an iPad, I can guarantee it won't be able to get up to the same speeds as it will in a MacBook, just because they have to worry about all the heat the display puts off, especially in the 12.9 with all those mini LEDs. So
Yeah.
it's going to be throttled. Just as the A12Z runs at like 30% slower when it's boosted than the M1 chip does. So we know that a lot of those features are going to come down to that, and really the M1 is not much different than the A12X and the A12Z, other than name and newer smaller nanometer architecture. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And added RAM and 8 or 16 gigs of RAM. I feel like that was just so they didn't have to make chips.
Oh yeah, no.
Because they could have done like they did in the years before, where like the 2018 model, you got 4 gigs of RAM unless you bought the upper end that had 6 gigs of RAM. But that was because the RAM was used for storage handling. So when you had large storage like that, in order for it to be able to move stuff around fast, they used some of the RAM.
Yeah.
And then 2020, they figured out, oh, we don't really need to do that. So we'll just offer 6 gigs of RAM across all of it. And then I feel like that their plan was, apart from the shortage, that this year they probably were gonna do 8 gigs in all of them.
Yeah, definitely. But hey, I'm gonna have to end the stream.
Cool.
Thank you for coming on and talking to us.
Of course.
I am hoping to.
Hey, don't flash your Apple Watch at me like that. Mine's in the charger. I would have done
everything. But I'm hoping to do another Saturday morning sit down. If I do and you're available, you're welcome to come on and talk again. You're always welcome. No invite necessary. And as for a few of you out there who think you guys need invites, you don't. Anytime you want to come on, ask me. I'll send you the link and we can talk. So don't be shy out there. So thank you, Michael, for coming on and talking to us. Really appreciate it, man. Guys, hope you guys enjoyed the live stream, and we'll see you guys very soon. Have a great evening, and we're out of here.